Hey nigga, what you want to talk about today?
Oh man, it's crazy, bro. My cousin back in SA, he got like 4 baby mamas. So I wanted to ask you, bro, what do you think? Like, how many baby mamas is too many baby mamas? Like, we talking like 5, 10, 25?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Culture Clowns episode 7?
Episode C, yes, episode 7.
My guy's learning Spanish, by the way.
Yes, that is correct. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I'm trying to make it the 5th language that I know, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you can clap for me. Thank you.
He definitely ain't learning from me because, to be honest with you, I'm struggling. I'm struggling out here. I have a friend, he's like, man, you really know Spanish? Like, man, I don't know Spanish, bro. I know how to fake Spanish.
I feel like that's a lot of people out here. Like, I'll be hearing Americans speak Spanish sometimes, and I'm like, bro, like, you've grown up here your whole life, and I swear I could probably manage a few more words and make more sense than, like, the average non-Spanish speaking American trying to speak Spanish.
Hey, man.
You know,
hey, so my thing is this, right? I can speak it, or rather I can read it really good. Like, I'm good at reading it and understanding it. It just fucking, there's so many damn things grammatically wise in speaking it that you gotta fucking remember. It's so hard. I be conjugating wrong. People be looking at me dumb. I be trying to order shit in Spanish.
Yeah, they just be like, no.
This fucking American.
I know you definitely know negro.
Oh yeah, I do.
You know what that means?
I know urbanomics. So I guess I'm at 2, and one of them is English and a half.
My man Jay.
I know English and a half.
English and a half, yeah.
Barely.
We getting it in over here.
I barely know.
Multilingual people.
But yeah, my goal is to be like you one day. I want to speak 5 languages. That's my goal in life, to be able to speak 5 languages.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm getting close with Spanish. Like it's slowing down for me though. It is slowing down. I will say that it is slowing down. Now, what they be fucking me up with, sometimes Spanish speakers, when they want to be sly, they want to talk low and talk real fast.
Yeah, they be doing that sometimes. I'm like, yo, you slick with that shit. That's what you try to do.
It really fucks me up. It's like, oh, shit, I can't. Huh? Say it again? I didn't understand that. I'm sorry. And then they'd be like, oh, I thought you speak Spanish. No, I guess not.
I guess not.
That's my thing. Like, I feel like you have not mastered a language until you're able to understand said language in any environment. Like, say, this is how you know you've mastered a language. If you can speak said language at a party with music going on and still understand, be able to comprehend, and have a conversation.
No, facts. I mean, for me, it's like, definitely like being able to have a conversation with a Spanish speaker, like in my crib, just the 2 of us, like over time, like, you know, I might be able to do that. That'll be a totally different thing from going to my friend's cousin's quinceañera and then having to meet all the other family and then trying to speak to them in Spanish. Like, that's just not gonna end well. I
will say this. I'm at a level now where I can have a great conversation with a kindergartner.
Clown.
Mi color favorito. Ah, fuck. They gonna see I fucked up. See, I told you I'm not even gonna try, and I'm not gonna finish that. I'm not gonna embarrass myself on this platform.
See, that's why from now, all I say is no hablo español. And I know what that means, because I heard that growing up on TV. So,
here it is. It goes, mi color de favorito es rojo y blanco.
Okay.
Mi nombre es Jay. Yo soy de Louisiana.
Okay.
En la ciudad de Shreveport.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I can have a great conversation with a kindergartner. We'd be good. We'd be the best of friends that they can see at.
All right, cool. I heard something about soy sauce.
Nah, man. Nah, soy means it's like I am or something like that. Don't get me over here explaining this shit, man. You gonna have people. You have all our Spanish speaking friends. All that. These niggas suck.
These niggas suck, man. Who's watching this?
Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of the Culture Clowns podcast. In case y'all haven't know or think, rather, let me rephrase that. thank you for tuning in this week. We've really been enjoying your fan engagement and how much y'all been inputting with the show and interacting with the show. And for you that are new to the show, this is basically a show where two friends, me and M, we just consider ourselves as moderators on modern culture. What is culture, you might say? Culture is anything that moves a society, and for us, it's anything that's going on in popular media right now. And for us, we cover like anything from what did we cover?
Oh shit, we've covered a lot of stuff. We've covered aliens, Juneteenth. We've covered the NBA. We've covered Bill Cosby. We've covered cancel culture. We've covered a lot of different things. So
basically, we cover anything that's going on right now that intrigues our minds. We're not news chasers. We're more of news observers. So we're not like here. We're not here. Oh, this is breaking news. You won't find it on this show.
Exactly.
What you're gonna find here is just two friends having a conversation about things that's going on in our lives and the world around us.
Precisely.
And so,
all the goings on in the observable universe. That's what we give our input on.
Exactly. Exactly. More or less. So, M, what's been up, dog? What you been up to?
Oh shit, man. I've just been working on music and screenplays. I have a neat little featured background role I'm going to be in next week for the show called Hunters. You may be aware of it. It has Al Pacino in it, so for those of you who like Hunters, I'm going to be in the second season for just like one episode. So if you see me, you know what I'm saying, be sure to like
clap and applause and then tag them on Instagram.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Take a little screenshot, take a pic, tag me, type shit, circle my face so people know that it's this black guy, not these other black guys, but this particular black guy. And, just put my name out there. I'd appreciate the clout, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we forgot one thing. For all y'all that want to follow us on Instagram, it's The Clowns of Culture at IG, and that's right here. And you can follow me on Instagram at JStaySaucy. That's JayStaysaucey. JStaySaucy. And that's right here.
And you can follow me on Instagram at prod by HMT. That's PROD.BY.H.M.T.
God damn, we did it. We fucking did.
We did it. I think that's the cleanest we've ever done it, actually.
We getting smooth in this shit.
Yeah.
Episode 7, we getting in this shit.
Yeah, that's a growth, man. That's a growth.
But definitely, this definitely a fucking shout out to my boy. My guy's out here working his ass off, and I fucks with it. I
appreciate it. Thank you, Jay. What are you getting up to, my guy? What's new in the world of Jay?
A whole lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nah. A whole lot of nothing and a whole lot of work. What do you got to show for your work? Man, I don't know, man. My bills are paid. I ain't homeless yet.
I don't know.
Mama, I ain't homeless yet.
My bills are paid. I don't know. I still got my car. It ain't been repossessed yet.
it almost. Close calls. But nah, man. I don't know. I just been working, and really, that's really it. I've been kind of figuring out what I want to do next and how kind of move next. Move in this mad city, mad world.
It's tough, dude.
And so I don't have anything interesting like that going on. Like, I don't know. I definitely damn. I want to give a hats out to you, fam. You living the dream.
I'm really trying to push, man. But for me, like one of the most important things that I'm doing right now, for sure, is this podcast.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we're going from strength to strength. Subscribers increasing. Comment section beginning to look better. We got people just in general messaging me, telling me that they really love the vibe, and even my homie who's in Sydney, Australia, he watches the podcast that we have. So shout out my homie Duncan for the support, bro. I appreciate you. And it's just great because we're obviously trying to get that international audience and really get ourselves out there. So for me, this is definitely one of the most important things that I could do with with the homie Jay over here.
I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate that. And also, I appreciate my people out there that's watching too. We really do love the support. The question of the days are great. We love the interactions. We love the answers. We love the going back and forth. But yeah, we're out here working. Like, I'm thinking about doing some more stuff, like interacting, like so we can like have more ways of y'all can interact and setting up more things so we can like make the podcast better. So if you're watching right now, we love to hear your input on the podcast, how we can get better, how we can move forward, because we're all about growth also, you know, because we don't want just this to be a one-hit wonder type of deal. We want this to be the shit. And so however y'all think, if y'all watching right now, what do y'all think? Give us y'all input in the comment section below or hit us up on IG. We definitely would appreciate it. So with that, I got a question. Would you ever do porn? I know this kind of random, but it has a reason. It has a reason.
No, I would never do porn. Just because I'm like, you know, I don't really know if I want people seeing my meat, like, just like on screens and shit. Like, I had to think about that. Like, you know.
So if somebody came to you right now and said, "I'm dropping $5,000 right now."
Right? If somebody's like, "I'll give you $5,000 if
you hit this, you fuck the shit out of this."
Yeah, you know, if you fuck the shit out of this girl,
yeah,
and you know maybe you let her, you know, piss on your face, just like 5 minutes type shit, but you
I ain't
go get
pissing
$5,000. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm being honest
like that, dude. I can't, cause that's how porn is, bro. They be making you do crazy shit sometimes, bro. And it's like, hey, man, I ain't trying to catch nothing, bro. I ain't trying to, you know.
But they test though.
Be involved in that whole world.
They test.
How safe are these tests? I have questions, dude.
You never read the thing. It says we test aggressively.
Yeah, we test. Yeah, right. We test aggressively.
I don't know. Like,
funny.
I want to say this. I'm being honest. I'm at the point now. I said that. I'm at the point now. Somebody came and said, "I want $5,000. I'm gonna give you $5,000 to fuck the shit out of something." Man, I don't know if I turn it down. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what? Man.
You know what, man? You know what?
Them car payments is pretty serious right now. I might have to. It's crazy you mentioned this because a few months ago, my homie Jordy, we were supposed to have a meeting with this dude, this director for a music video.
Shit, he tried to black couch him and then did it.
He, like, basically what happened was, on the way to the place, Jordy said he was walking and there was this black dude who pulled up in this car and he was like, "Yo, what's good, my guy?"
Oh, hell no, I ain't doing one of those.
So, listen, you trying to make some money, man. Listen, man, I know some people out in the hills, you know what I'm saying? They be putting pills and booty holes and doing all kinds of shit. And he's like, "Man, you can make money, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get on that. Like, they, you know what I'm saying? They good couples, good homes, you know what I'm saying? You trying to make that money. They trying to sleep with niggas." And I was like, damn, bro, this is like trafficking of black men type shit, but like...
Is that like swinging? Would that be considered swinging?
That's the thing. I'm like, is it swinging or is it just like a Mandingo thing? Like, I just want, you know what I'm saying? They just want niggas up in the hills, like, fucking different women, like, type shit. I genuinely want to know, and I feel like, and I've always known that kind of shit happens out here in Cali, especially out here in Los Angeles. There's a lot of shit that happens in Los Angeles. But to me, it was just crazy, like, because now I have first-hand knowledge of it. Like, it actually happened to someone who I know who's in my actual roommate. It's not like it's just rumors type shit. Like, niggas really be doing it, trying to recruit you into this shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, I'm playing.
You trying to recruit me to come play for a first division basketball team or something, bro? Like, what's going on, bro? You know what I mean? It's too casual. The way the what he was telling you was just way too casual, dude. Yeah.
Man, that's wild. I'll be honest with you. I ain't gonna do no like black car like he pull up. I'm automatically like, all right, get the fuck away from me. But if a motherfucker came to me or I got somebody like, "Hey man, we got $5,000. I from $3,000 to $5,000, I would consider it. I ain't gonna lie, I would consider that. Cause I just like I don't know. I said I would be against it because I know in the long term it's like, oh man, you just out there,
right?
But man, you know what? That $5,000 just to fuck some man. All I can say is this: I fucked worse for less.
That's funny, nigga. What? I'm trying to understand this statement.
I fucked worse for less.
For less.
Man, I fucked a lot of
my nigga was down bad.
Deplorables. You know, like
my brother was starving.
Yeah, man. You know, nuts get hot, and you know, yo, what's up? But no, my thing is this: to be on camera to do it, it's definitely gonna take somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
At least, you know, and I'll probably have to be heavily inebriated. Like personally, like
it's just business.
Fucked up.
For me, it's just business. It's just business.
You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, I only asked this though. It's just a weird way to bring up this first topic that I wanted to talk about, which is basically selling out. And basically, in the community or even in just life, you have this whole term called a sellout, which is basically somebody who goes against their beliefs or their beliefs or their good morals or intentions or whatever, and they kind of go against that to kind of fit in or get ahead in life. And so for me, the porn conversation, while it's super extreme,
right?
It was kind of just a fun, like, weird way that I feel, okay, let's just play around and whatever. And so my thing is this: with how things are in society today, what would you consider a sellout? What would be a sellout to you?
To me, a sellout is an individual who doesn't stick to their morals, principles, ethics, obligations, convictions, etc. So you have a set of standards, and you don't apply that everywhere in your life. That definitely makes you a sellout. I mean, I think in terms of like the Black community, we often talk about sellouts as people who try and portray the Black community in a bad way, or who side with, say, white supremacists or neo-Nazis, etc., right? So it doesn't even necessarily have to, because if those are your beliefs and you believe in neo-Nazis and shit as a Black person or whatever, then it's not so much you selling out and that you're going against your own beliefs. Like, those are your beliefs, so you're doing full well what you want, but it's more so a thing of how does it make the community look? Does it help us? So I think in our particular case, being in the industry we're in, definitely selling out has to do with the image of Black people and how you portray it and how you go about it, which also brings about the question, like, what would we consider selling out and what wouldn't be selling out? If you are a Black screenwriter or a Black director and you make a film about slaves or a series about slavery, should Black people consider that selling out? Would they consider that selling out? Should we consider the people who made 12 Years a Slave sellouts? Should we consider Barry Jenkins? What's his name? Steve McQueen. Should we consider Steve McQueen a sellout?
But wasn't Steve McQueen like white?
No. The Steve McQueen who directed 12 Years a Slave.
I thought the director was white.
Chubby black guy.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. But no, I ask this because that word sellout gets thrown around a lot, and I don't think people really just think about what they're saying. Because I feel like this, right? I feel like that. Yes, that there is sometimes where, like, oh, you are selling out. You selling out the culture. And for me personally, what a sellout in a deplorable form would be with somebody that sells out the culture and just tries to make money off the culture without ever trying to give back or give anything for it. It's just like turn their back on the whole culture and turn their back on everything that they said that they believe in and everything that. But I say this though, when we say selling out though, my question would be, what point is it that you be like, all right, cool, I got to do what I got to do, because you're not going to be able to get everything that you want in life, and you're not going to be. Do you say if it goes completely against whatever, it goes completely against what I believe in? What point? What is your draw the line in the sand moment, and what is your price to go over the sand in the line moment?
Right. It's a very good question. I think ultimately, sometimes people are in a position where they really have little or no choice. And it's either sink or swim. For example, let's say I am a screenwriter, but let's say in this particular example, I'm a screenwriter, a black screenwriter who's been hired by a white-owned production company to, write a series or write a film about hood shit, about niggas killing each other and selling drugs and shit. And that may not necessarily portray the community in the best of light, but ultimately, for me, it's like I realize it's fictional. I realize I'm creating something that's fictional. I realize I'm creating something with character and arc, something that it still has an element of truth to it. And if I'm in the type of situation where I need the money, and my assumption is that they're offering me a decent amount of money for me to be able to get out whatever bad situation I'm in, for me to be able to put food on the table, pay for whatever I need to, if I have kids, pay for their school, whatever, then yeah, I'll be willing to. You know what I mean?
But that wouldn't be, to me, that wouldn't be selling out though. Like, people would say, oh, that's selling. That's not selling out. That's just telling, like, for instance, one of my favorite director of all time is, what's his name? He died. Director of Baby Boy and Fast and the Furious. And Boys in the Hood. Look it up.
Yeah, he died, 2 years ago?
Yeah, shit. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
But no. Look it up on your phone. Look it up right now. Listen, because it's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me.
Yeah. I totally forgot what this nigga's name is.
Oh, it's gonna kill me because I'm gonna fucking... shit.
Boys in the Hood. It was, fucking John Singleton.
Yeah. Jeez. Fuck. My bad.
Yeah. Sorry about that. That's actually pretty disrespectful.
It really is. But for real. But I say that to say this, right? John Singleton is probably one of my favorite directors of all time. But John Singleton also revolutionized and kind of created this whole black, hood movie, what a hood movie looks like today, or did look like today.
Right.
And so I love John Singleton because all his movies to me are dope. And growing up, those were the movies that I seen and I identified with. Like, I think Too Fast, Too Furious, the one that he directed, is still the best Fast and Furious of all the series.
Out of all of them?
All of them.
I could believe that, yeah.
Baby Boy is one of the, I feel like, is a epilogue to just a normal black man trying to do something in the world other than it just really great writing.
Facts.
And Boys in the Hood is just, amazing. But I feel like, and to your point, I do feel like, no, that's just telling a story. What was selling out to me would be something like this. You're not from you say, oh, I'm so entrenched in the culture. I'm so entrenched in culture. And I love my black people. But then you go out and you say, okay, you go out and you say something like fuck black people, or you go to the extreme like Kanye West, who like completely went against everything he said he was for, and then he kind of did a whole 180 turn from George Bush hates black people to, oh, I'm hugging Donald Trump. So yeah, I feel like they're selling out, but also I feel like this.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this though. Them motherfuckers are billionaire now.
Right. And are we going to say that he obviously has his own particular goals?
Right.
Whether they be political or whether they be about being in the social hierarchy, plugging himself, getting a bigger fan base for his music, whether it's, oh, he's just doing this for clout because he's releasing albums or songs, whatever it is. Should it then be a case of, cool, he's just doing him. He has his goals, and he's just finding ways to do that. Honestly, that people may or may not agree with, but he's still doing what he needs to secure his bag,
right,
or to secure his clout.
So you know what? Here's the thing.
Socially, etc.
And a lot of people are not going to agree with this point, but my boy, he watches the show. Charles Will. He said, I gotta stop apologizing. Let me just say what I gotta say. So, check it. Here's my thing. I feel like Kanye West regardless of what you believe in right now, he's still a genius and he knows how to play on people's emotions. And I do believe that in his heart of hearts, Kanye felt that he was doing what was best for moving the needle forward and moving the coach. I do feel like in his heart of heart, I don't feel like he was doing anything to begrudge people, but I also feel like there's a level of egotism and God-like complex where he feels like he's disconnected from like normal day-to-day people, and he sees, like, I do genuinely feel like he in his own way, he had a reason for doing, like, I'm not justifying anything he said or did with it, but I do feel like, and he felt like, cool, I don't agree, but I do feel like he felt Donald Trump was like, all right, cool, he can help our people, which, no, he couldn't. But I do feel like in Kanye West's mind, he felt, okay, cool. So I do feel like Kanye West, while he, went about all his actions the wrong way, and then he did the whole 360, I don't feel like, to some, they would say he sold out, and I get it, but at the same time, I don't think I don't know, I just feel like he just did Kanye. Kanye West doesn't like doing what everybody else doing.
I have a question. With somebody like MJ, Michael Jordan, and I think we didn't talk about this on the podcast yet, but we did talk about it when we were on set with our friend Pedro, about Michael Jordan basically, having acquired all this capital, financial, socio-cultural,
right,
etc., and then him kind of
inserting himself in the last minute.
Yeah, like basically profiting off the black community, profiting off the things we're into, especially basketball. But then at the same time, he doesn't really do much for the community, and he also invests in for-profit private prisons, which we know is part of the mass incarceration element, in America. So again, there's him. Oh, I'm going to invest in this because I see this is a good portfolio and I can make money from this. Despite the fact that it's going to be harmful to the community, and knowing that he has that platform to speak out against mass incarceration and say to people, use your money wisely, and I'm going to build schools, or I'm going to do what LeBron James has done, but he hasn't really done that. Do you think that we in the community have a right to criticize black folks like that who make it into the upper echelons of society and then don't care to give back to the community or protect the community? Is that fair?
It's 100% fair. I feel like any criticism that anybody has for anybody is justified in their own mind. I don't begrudge anybody for any criticism. I do say this, though. If I'm Michael Jordan and I'm coming up in the 80s where you didn't see players having that much power than like you see LeBron them, because LeBron can walk away from Nike and be like, oh, cool, I'm LeBron James. People are going to follow LeBron James the way he moves the needle. And that's just because he has the power now. Because his bosses aren't his bosses. His bosses are the fans now. He has direct contact with the fans. Whereas Michael Jordan, he could have sat out and did that. But you're seeing what happened with Muhammad Ali, right?
Yeah.
He went against the grain and said, oh, y'all not my bosses, whatever. And then he took everything away from him. Yeah. If I'm Michael Jordan, I'm coming from shit, nothing. And then I'm doing all this shit, and I get it. I get why he wouldn't say anything. I get it, because it was just it wasn't that type of atmosphere where you could say, oh yeah, I'm buddy with them, and then they take it all away. Like, it really was a thing where they take it all away just like that. So I get why he would not say anything. But I also get some people's criticism of him, like, now you want to be able to do it when you had all this power beforehand to do this, and you're a billionaire now, you've been quiet, you build prisons and all that. I get the criticism, and I don't begrudge anybody. I agree. Like, where have you been, Michael?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where have you been? Nah, facts.
And I get it, but where have you been, Michael? And you want to come now? I'm like, no, where have you been, Michael? You could have really did great for the community, but I also, like I said, I don't begrudge anybody for making the best move that they feel it makes the best move that they feel for them and their family. Like, ultimately what it came down to, he did what was best for him and his family. He's a billionaire now. You can't really tell a billionaire anything.
Yeah. To be honest with you, you can't.
You can complain about the billionaire and how he got his billion, but he's a fucking billionaire. He's not thinking about you.
You know what I'm saying?
And
you
that's
can
just
say, oh, Jeff Bezos, this or that Amazon worker, you got to treat them more fairly, which is true, but ultimately,
he's a fucking, like, even if he can shut Amazon down right now and he's still gonna be cool.
He's still gonna have all that.
Y'all can cancel Amazon, be like, I'm not even shopping at Amazon anymore, and Jeff Bezos will go to y'all still gonna be broke, and this motherfucker gonna be sleeping in
that's
$400,000 sheets, and who knows, probably a Mercedes bed or some shit like that.
Saturn sheets. No, that's facts though. You can hate and you can say sell out this, sell out that. People still living with their bands, bro. Like,
right.
That's not gonna change anything. Yeah.
And so for me, like I said, I would personally never do anything. My thing is this. I hope that I'm never put in a position, which I know is gonna come up, but long as whatever I do does not look bad on me, my family, or my people, that I'm good. Here's the thing though, there are some things that I feel like you can't, some things you gotta bend to. Like in John Q has a line, in John Q, one of my favorite Denzel movies, he has a line, he's like, sometimes you're just gonna you may have to like sell out a little bit to get ahead. And that's the thing, that's a question I was actually gonna ask. Do you think pride sometimes stands in the way of progress? Because I feel like so much of our progress in life is saddened with, oh, I'm too prideful to do that, or I can't do that. That goes against too much or whatever. And I get that. To extremes, yeah, you don't want to go too far away from yourself and sell yourself out.
Yeah.
And sell basically sell your financial core. But do understand that there are going to be times when you're going to have to bend. Never break, but you are going to have to bend.
I definitely agree with that. Hey, sometimes, that stress is going to be put on you. And like you said, you're going to have to bend and not necessarily break, but you are going to have to bend. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's tough. It's really tough to have to decide and kind of sift through everything, you know what I'm saying? And be like, okay, cool. I feel like, or even get the right balance of, I feel like I'm representing my community well and I'm still getting ends. Because I feel like it's a minority of people who find themselves in that specific position. There may be very good black actors out here who are playing like thugs and gangsters and shit in shows, and they really want the roles where they can be doctors and lawyers and shit. And maybe they will get those roles one day, but they have to start off with this stuff. That's just part of their specific journey, their specific progress. It's not like every black person's out here playing a thug or whatever. But for some people, again, that just might have to be part of their journey. But then what you'll find is that, who knows, in 20 years' time when the person blows up, they'll be like, oh, he played a crackhead on whatever, or he wrote this episode of such and such show that was just like, the community isn't portrayed in the right light or whatever. But like you said, again, it's everyone's journey is different, and sometimes you are going to have to bend, you know what I mean, and in order to straighten, you know what I'm saying? It's possible, yeah.
One great example of this is, the Jay-Z buying into the NFL. I feel like the whole Jay-Z, that whole thing, people got mad at Jay-Z. He was like, oh, we should boycott the NFL. Which, yeah, I get it. You boycott the NFL and then he comes back and then he buys into the NFL. People called him to sell out for doing that. But you understand the methodology behind it.
Yeah.
It's, okay, cool. I'm getting into these rooms where nobody like me are behind. There's no black owners. He's getting into that room now where he can have his voice, and now he's head of like the whole thing that he was trying to boycott. He's into these rooms now. He's doing what he has to do to get into those rooms. Like I said, it's a bend but don't break type of deal. You gotta, and the hard part is trying to figure out where do you bend, where do you leeway, and where do you stand firm, and that's the hard part. And be honest, I can't tell anybody what that is for them. I just know for me personally, longest in the long run, I can benefit more than just me and myself. And longest in the long run, I can benefit somebody else. I don't care. You can call me a sellout if you want, but in the long run, if this is going to help me, my family, or somebody else down the line that looks like me, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. because at the end of the day, my legacy is this: I want to be known for how many people I helped, and I don't. And if I can help, if I got to take some blows to be great, because all great people are going to take blows, no matter what you do in your life. You're gonna get hate and backlash no matter what you do in your life.
Yeah, that's true.
No matter how great you are.
Yeah.
And so I'm willing to take those things.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anywho, so let's go ahead and move on. And before we move on, you know how we like to do this. So before we move on, we want to ask the question of the day, and this is going to tie into the next topic. And for those of you that have been watching the show, you know that the question of the day is basically your way to tune in and link in with us and give your opinion on the topic that we're going to talk about here. Mm-hmm. And so for us, we really like the engagement. We really like the responses. We're really having fun interacting with you guys.
Yeah.
Hearing what y'all have to say and then giving our opinion, going back and forth. I really enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. And so...
And definitely please keep the responses coming. Like, we really appreciate it. And the more you engage with us, the more we're able to decipher through our own thoughts and opinions and arrive at new conclusions, become more enlightened, which is what this show is all about.
Most definitely. And so the question of the day is this. And it comes from a conversation in which I had with a friend of mine. And he was like, we were talking about last week's episode with the Bill Cosby and the council and all that. And it's like, oh, but I bet you won't tell him that you still listen to R. Kelly. Well, okay, yeah. If R. Kelly came on, it's not like I'm going to look for him, but if he came on, you goddamn right I'm going to step in the name of love.
Step, round and round. No,
I get that. And I get the whole counsel behind it, but here's the question of the day. The question of the day is this. Can you separate an artist from their work? And meaning, can you still enjoy the greatness that artist put out, but still say that that artist is a horrible person? Question of the day. Please log in. Please type your comments in the section below or hit us up on IG. We want to hear your thoughts.
Please.
Can you separate the artists from their works? What about you, Em? How do you feel?
Yeah, I definitely think you can, and I think we should. I feel like over the last few years, let's say, 4 or 5 years, and I think this is largely in part due to social media, there's this kind of want and need to cancel an individual entirely, as well as their life's work or the work that they contributed to along with other people. And for me, that's just stupid. I think, and I'm really going to use some of the most famous cases like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein.
That's a lot of work that you got to cancel. Basically, never look at again.
You know what I mean? Harvey Weinstein produced some of the best fucking movies made in the last, 20, 30 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
R. Kelly has a whole catalog that you can't go away from.
You know what I mean? And
Bill Cosby sent kids to school.
You feel me? And especially with R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, it's like these are staples of like black homes. Like whether it's here in the United States or whether it's, where I'm from in South Africa. I grew up listening to R. Kelly at parties and functions with family and friends. I was stepping in the name of love. I love happy people. Happy people.
And hey, this isn't to say that we support these. We agree with these people and say that we agree that they are horrible people.
100%.
And anything moving forward, you did it.
Yeah.
But this is my thing though. It's like you can't take away the work that they put in. Like you said, you can't take away that lifelong work. Like R. Kelly is literally the reason why a whole generation of kids are here.
You feel me? And it's like with Bill Cosby and like I was saying, like the Cosby Show. So now the Cosby Show should suffer. Everyone who was a part of the Cosby Show is now in a position where, we don't want the show on air, or y'all's career have to take a dive now because you were working with this man. When it's like, well, you were just doing your job in terms of making the content with them. You know what I mean? And the directors, the producers, screenwriters, the makeup people, the G&E, the grips and electricians, everyone who put in work on that show. Now we're just supposed to be like, nah, don't watch the show, boycott the show, cancel the show.
And that's money that they taking out of their mouth.
You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy, especially because people are still getting residuals as well from this. So some people are actually living off this stuff as well. They're actually living off they need.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like we need to get to a place where we discipline people. We say, listen, what you did was wrong. You serve your time, or you take whatever punishment you take. If society ostracizes you because of what you've done, especially in like the Harvey Weinstein case, like that makes a lot of sense because what he did was just straight horrible. Same thing with like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby as well. But it's like, I'm not going to stop watching a movie like The King's Speech, which Miramax, Harvey Weinstein's company, produced. I'm not gonna not watch The King's Speech again. It's a fucking brilliant film,
right,
with brilliant actors. Like, I'm not gonna stop watching that. I'm not gonna stop watching The Cosby Show. I'm not gonna stop listening to R. Kelly. But I am gonna say to people that these aren't particularly good individuals. Mm-hmm. If I had kids and people, said to me, well, what would you tell your kids? I'd tell my kids, well, listen, you don't necessarily have to agree with something that a person's done, right? I don't necessarily agree with Kanye West's politics.
But he's fucking made College Dropout.
Dude.
He's a fucking musical genius.
Graduation night. Like, come on, dude. Like,
Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne.
Basically rebirth Jay-Z's career. Like my friend,
no, I'm sorry.
Like my homeboy, he's probably gonna watch this shit right now. He has this whole thing where he says Jay-Z did not have a career before Watch the Throne. It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
What?
It's like we had this whole back and forth. Jay-Z was not it shit before Watch the Throne. Like, no.
No.
But I say that because, like, literally, Kanye West is the reason why, in his mind, Jay-Z had a career. And for me, like you said, is you have to understand that, this is a horrible person. And anything that person moves forward, however we decide to punish that person moving forward, cool. But you can't take away that person's work. And also, you just got to understand, like I was saying last week, these people are not gods.
They're not gods.
They're not idols. I understand that we have this fixation with idolizing people, but you got to understand that, cool, there are flawed individual and flawed, fucked up people. And so, you got to be able to like say, all right, cool, this is why they're a horrible person. They made this work that they put out that grew up and raised us and molded us into who we are. You can't just take that away.
No, you can't, dude.
Now moving forward, if R. Kelly came out with an album or something, I'll look at it differently. If Bill Cosby say he's gonna go on a comedy tour, I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Right. Which I saw. I'm not exactly. And in that case, I can understand that. Like, I wouldn't want to attend a Bill Cosby comedy show.
Right.
I personally wouldn't.
But it's still, I wouldn't want to.
And so I think the question is, where do you draw the line? Why wouldn't you? But you would be willing to, maybe not so much willing to watch the Cosby Show, but if it came on TV, you wouldn't change the channel.
Right.
You likely wouldn't. You'd be like, all right, cool, I'll just leave it on. You know, in the background.
Well, here's the thing.
Is it a thing of, the work's already been done?
Right.
So, it's out there now. Versus I'm making an active choice to go and support this man and pay money into his pocket by going to a show.
Well, here's the thing. Here's where I say the differential is between the two. For me personally, what it is these are things that are foundational to my life. These are things that I know, even if it was happening while it was happening. It was before all this was like really came to light and really that whole knowledge of this is what was going on. Like they say, we knew this was going on years, but it didn't come to light until it didn't really boil into a head until now or in the last previous years. And so all into speculation. You can't go speculations. You can only go off of what you know.
Facts. Tangible facts.
And so now that I know better, I can do better moving forward. But I'm not gonna say I'm gonna delete my whole life prior to this whole thing and these things happening. I'm not going to delete that whole life and that whole foundation of my life because of it. I can understand that moving forward, yeah, this person is a fucked up person. But I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah.
Also, what I don't like is how people are selective about who gets the outrage.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's this whole thing of your fave, your favorite. And I definitely think that that's a thing, because there are people who've done some bad things who they never get heat. Like they don't. People will still support them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, prime example, Cardi B. I mean, she did drug and rob people.
Right. And she admitted it. And
she was straight up like, yeah, I did that. And people were like, okay, yeah, I'm still going to be bumping Bodak Yellow. I'm still going to be doing all that, and still actively supporting her. But it's like, yeah, but what she did was fucked, though. Especially if those men didn't do anything to deserve, even if they wronged her in some way, that's not the way that you go about executing justice or going about, like, behaving. So it's a thing of, like, why doesn't she? And I know that some people bring it up, but it's a very, very small group of people. The vast majority of people are like, oh no, we're cool with it.
Right.
Let her do her thing. Right. So I'm like, okay, nobody says anything about that. But if you have another situation with a particular male artist or something, I mean, Tory Lanez allegedly, and we don't know if it's true, but allegedly shot.
I mean, she did have a bullet in her foot, fam.
There you go. She had a bullet, so he did shoot her. Right. He shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot. Tory Lanez thought his career blew up more after that.
Did it?
Yeah.
People still bumping Tory Lanez?
Yeah, people still bumping Tory Lanez. Hell yeah, people still bumping Tory Lanez. And he, literally, and like his numbers and everything went up, kind of rejuvenated his career based off of that. And it's like, how? Like, and people are gonna cancel him? Like, he's still here? Like even someone like James Franco, we know that, he's done a whole lot of shady shit with like women and his acting studio that he used to have. But he's still around, and it's likely that he was still in films, and it's like he's still going to be in films, even if some people don't want to work with him. He's still around. Kevin Spacey, still around. He's still acting in
but
films.
He did get reprimanded though. Like they did cancel the fuck out of him.
They definitely canceled the fuck out of him, but he's still around and he's still getting opportunities, which begs the question again: like, what is the limit? Like, how do we decide? In particular, how do we as Black people decide who we should continue supporting and who we shouldn't, or should we not even say it shouldn't be a group thing? It should be an individualistic thing across the board. We as a community shouldn't all come together and say, let's support this person, let's all support Bill Cosby, we're all individuals. That makes sense.
I think what it should be is this. The court of public opinion needs to die.
Yeah. I fully agree.
Court of public opinion needs to die, and everybody needs to stop I'm gonna give my opinion on such and such situation without knowing all the facts of such a situation, or going court of public opinion needs to be ended and deaded. That's the thing. Like this whole we're gonna counsel this person, counsel that person. No, we need to say, all right, if this is right, this is wrong. Reprimand this person. Yeah. And then when we reprimand that person, and that person has gone through the process of being reprimanded and hit on the wrist and saying, all right, cool. Once that person has been punished, letting it go afterwards. Not forgetting, but forgiving. Forgiving, not forgetting.
Exactly. And I think that's the point. You're right. It shouldn't be a matter of us forgetting, but definitely forgiving and saying, all right, cool, we want to give you the opportunity to show that you've changed or that you're making an effort. Right. You know what I mean? That you're trying to do something different. There are plenty of people who in public life have done like corrupt things or done bad things, gone to jail, served their time, and they're out and they're doing good. Those are people that have learned their lesson. I feel like the whole cancel thing happens a lot, in particular if you're like unremorseful about what you've done and shit, and you just don't care at all. People like that idea, like with Tiger Woods. if Tiger
What
Woods,
did he do though? He just cheated on his wife. He just cheated on his wife. Niggas cheat on their wife every day.
with multiple different snow bunnies,
I mean,
and
that's why people got mad. Oh, he cheated on his wife with other not so pretty white
snow bunnies, and then. But when he got caught, he did apologize, and he was like I was wrong, and I'm going to work on myself, correct myself, better myself. And as a result, like, when he came back to the game, people like Tiger's back, baby.
Right.
Like Tiger Woods never lost. I don't think he ever lost that support that he always had. He gained hella more people after that. Same thing with Bill Clinton after he cheated on Hillary Clinton with Monica Lewinsky. Like his approval numbers went up.
I mean,
like
Monica Lewinsky, Hillary Clinton, Monica Lewinsky. Yeah.
Monica was nice stuff, dude.
Yeah. Oh. Anywho, before we get off this topic, I want to ask you this on this point of view. So you have artists that do things that they're not typically, a part of, such as artists that sing songs, like music artists that sing songs that they can't really relate to. One instance that comes to mind is like Beyonce and the whole Single Ladies, and I was listening to Me, Myself, and I for some weird reason, and so she's singing about being single, but she's married and been with Jay-Z for damn near a decade. Is there a certain level of separating the artist from their work in a sense of this is business to me, and then cool, I'm singing it for a group and not necessarily for myself? Is there a certain level of that?
I think so. I think it can be possible, especially as as filmmakers and musicians, etc., especially in those spaces. I think it's possible for you to create work that shows a particular point of view, even if it's not your point of view, but that shows a point of view or multiple different point of views. And you don't have to even say, oh yeah, I support this. I just thought it would be a very interesting project, a very interesting thing to express artistically, and then just see what people, if that's your goal. I feel like there are some people who do profit off particular imagery that they might not even engage in. Like there are a lot of dudes out here rapping and talking about shooting.
But that's the thing.
And they don't do that. Like, they don't. But it works. It's profiting. It's profitable.
My thing is this: like, even if I had we was having a conversation once about Meg Thee Stallion and her thought shit, and how she's representing this thought shit, but then she's like in a relationship. She says, quote unquote, she's not a part of that life, or whatever. And I get that. I get the whole arguments. Oh, you can't say thought shit, and then be like, oh, I ain't with that shit. Like, okay, cool, that's whatever. But at the same time, that thought shit, oh, shaking that ass, whatever. That got her out of the fucking hood.
It did.
I'm not against people doing what they got to do to get out of their bad situation or getting out of their situation. As long as when you get out of your situation, you help somebody else along the way. Or as long as when you get out of your situation, you actually do something to make situations better for other people. And I'm not opposed to people profiting off of situations, because at the end of the day, all this is entertainment. And like, for instance, everybody loves to throw to Beyonce single ladies, and all her songs and stuff represented for single ladies when she's married with 3 kids or whatever.
That shit, yeah.
I get it, but here's the thing: her audience are majority single ladies who are going through these things, and sometimes you need those people to sing those songs with you. You need to get that release, and that's what it's on. Like, put it like this: Lil Wayne, he says he's the coldest blood. He at one point he was like, "Oh, I'm Sue to the Beehive." Never banged a day in his life. But at the same time, a lot of his people were in the fucking hood.
Yeah.
Tupac. Tupac. He went to fucking art school.
Yeah, Tupac was. I watched a whole podcast documentary on.
Wasn't even from the fucking West Coast.
Tupac was not a thug, and his first manager even says that he put on that thug persona because he realized that, 1, he could profit from it, but 2, he would be able to reach more black people.
Right.
That's why he did it. He wasn't. He went to art school. He went to school with Jada Pinkett. Tupac was not like that at all.
Or he's the West Coast idol. Motherfucker was from New Jersey.
Dude, come on. Like, you know what I mean? That's the truth about Pop though. And the teachers would say, oh, he was intelligent, nice guy, well spoken. He was really smart, knew hella shit about history. Like, I'm not surprised. I'm sure. And that's what I'm saying. And you see that today. A lot of like suburban dudes getting into the culture or getting into like the gang shit. Like, they're not from that life, but they feel the need to do that because they know it can put them on and get them clout.
Aubrey Drake Brown.
Like, Drake, you're talking about murking man's
with my woes. Yeah. But here's the thing. Drake also has one of the greatest lyrics of all time when he says, luckily I will always ride to the hood, but luckily I'm not from there. I just speak the lyrics from the people that I know that are from there. Look, I would only go there because people that I know is from there. Mm-hmm. That's one of the greatest lyrics ever. So he said, I will only go there, but luckily, I will only go there because people that I know is there. And that's, to me, is one of the greatest lyrics ever because he's speaking for his people. He's speaking for people that are actually from there. Mm. And
I like that. I like that a lot, dude. Because in my case, I grew up in the burbs, but my parents grew up in the trenches. Majority of my family's still in the trenches.
Exactly.
I see the trenches. I go visit my family all the time. So it's like I have family in that situation. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and so and like I do get like my only problem with this, and before we end it off, my only problem is when people. The Tekashi, bitch, whatever his face is, I don't fucking like him. When you fucking put on, I'm the hardest gangster ever, putting people's lives at risk. I'm gonna murk you. I'm gonna fucking murk you. I'm gonna fucking put hit on you. Fucking come see me. And the moment you get jammed up, you snitch on every fucking body. Yeah. Those are when it fucking pisses me off. When you fucking put on this persona, market it, and then moment things go bad. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's when it goes too far. And you can see the bitch. When you can know that you can see the bitch in that person, and they putting on these damn things, and it's like, nah, be about what you said.
And I definitely think that's becoming more of a thing in the culture, especially with like the whole no snitching thing. Like, I feel like there's definitely a lot of people are giving passes. They're kind of giving like hall passes to people now to just.
No, here's the thing. I get, you know what I mean? I get this. Yeah. Man, here's the thing. On 21 Savage's albums, he broke down with snitching, rats, and it was like snitches and rats. He broke down what it are. Yeah. A snitch is somebody that just, does what they have to. They see something, they not a part of it. They see something and they report something. I'm all for that. Fuck it. A rat is somebody that's a part of the shit. I'm gonna be in it with you and then fucking backstab you like, these motherfuckers, they did this. Yeah. That's a fucking, and it's a difference.
That's an interesting.
Like, I'm a taxpaying individual, motherfucker. Don't do no fucking crime around me. Don't fucking come around me telling me I'm gonna go hit a lick. Cause the moment we all get jammed up, motherfucker, they all did this shit. I ain't have shit to do. His name Tebow, Tyrone, John.
I'm gonna show you where we keep the guns, we keep the drugs right here in this room right here. Like,
but here's the thing. I'm not gonna be a little bitch and put on like, I'm gonna go. If I do it with you, I'm gonna do it with you. I'm in it. I ain't snitching. Yeah. But don't come around me talking about something we finna go do a crime and think I'm finna be like, cause I'm be like, cool. Y'all go ahead and do that. Yeah. Don't come talk to me.
Don't come. Yeah, I ain't
going down for nobody.
You feel me? No,
I ain't going to jail for nobody. I'm snitching on you. Man, what's my deal? As a matter of fact, I
you feel me? The only time I would tell is if I'm like telling on myself, if I have a lawyer and I'm entering a plea deal or something.
I wouldn't even do that. Fuck that. My thing is this.
But that's it.
My thing is this. Like, as the definition goes, the rats are the ones that do the fucking crime and then turn on everybody. I wouldn't do that. But a snitch is somebody, you see something, you do, like, fuck it right now. If they were shooting outside, bang, 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 and I went and looked at the windows, seeing somebody, a little baby, got shot in the head. You goddamn right, I'm calling the police.
Oh, hell yeah. But should that really be considered snitching?
Okay, put it like this. You my guy. I wouldn't do this to you, but I ain't gonna lie. If your ass was like, man, you know what, I'm gonna go hit up this bank. Okay, have fun. But then you name me as a fucking accessory, and they come talk to me, I'm snitching on you. Yeah. I'm snitching.
He said it was me? He used my car? No,
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. Man, I dropped this man off at the train station, and then they put me on stand. I got narcolepsy. All right. Anywho, let's go and get out of here. So y'all know how we like to get out of here.
Yeah.
Artist of the day. Artist of the day is where we like to highlight up and coming artists or artists that are unknown that we feel like aren't getting the credit that they deserve. And this is where we highlight somebody, whether they be in mood, acting, directing, making music, painting, whether legally or illegally, playing the bongos on side of fucking Ralph's. We just want to highlight we want to highlight talent that we see talent. That's what we want to do here. We want to big up the next up and coming thing.
Yes, sir.
And so for this week, who do you have as artist of the week?
Right. For this week, I got to put on my brother, my homie, Nelmontajh. His IG is at Nelmontajh World. That is spelled at NELMONTAJH World, WORLD. Yeah, I've known this guy since I'd say like 2015. He basically put me on musically, man. In terms of producing, I started working with FL and producing music because of him. To be honest with you, I always wanted to go into music production, but I never really was until I met him and I started hanging out with him and I started getting into it. And he's an incredible producer, man, an incredible rapper. He's in Cape Town, South Africa. He's also a designer. He's working with a fashion label that's like blowing up there in South Africa. I'm not too sure the name, but you should be able to find it when you go to his bio. And yeah, man, he's just an incredibly smart guy. One of the coolest guys I've ever known. An incredibly dope rapper. He's working, doing some stuff with like Jadakiss and stuff, and he was on a mixtape with Dat Piff, through Dat Piff, like he got on one of the mixtapes and shit. So, like I said, he's got a really bright future, and Jadakiss fucks with his rapping, fucks with his work, and so yeah, I just want to put him on. He's my bro and a dope dude, and he's always trying to work with people. So also tap in with him. You know what I mean? Please do, and yeah. I definitely highly recommend y'all to check out his music and
definitely go check him out.
Yeah,
link in the description below, and you can also, if it's gonna be up right now, his IG. But yeah, we definitely want to big up artists and stuff because that's what we do. You know what? I thought, we need to fucking have a girl fucking as an artist of the week. That's what we're gonna do. That's our mission for next week.
Yeah,
have a girl. We're gonna do a girl next week.
We will. That's our promise to you. We're all about inclusivity and diversity.
You're right.
Yeah.
I fucks with that.
That's right.
All right. Until next week, Culture Clowns. We out.
We out.